So let's start today's lecture. It's means the topic of the today's lecture is number system, and it is of the class 8th. It will also cover basic concept from the class 7th as well. So you can like hear it, and it will give you enough basic concepts to continue with both the classes. So first of all, we'd like to understand what actually numbers are. These From the ancient times, since the language has evolved, then for the calculation purposes, ancient men, they developed a way to communicate and communicate with each other, which was language. And then further, for calculation purposes, they developed a system which is known as the number system. Okay, so for the means like if we have to calculate, for example, that how many uh, trees are there in a locality, so we can count them using this number system. Furthermore, to understand more about the number system, we have to learn about the types of numbers that has been used. First of all, the one of the category of the number system is one is the concrete number, and the other one is the abstract numbers. The speciality of the concrete numbers is that it involves only the magnitude. For example, suppose if I ask you what is your weight, someone in the class might say that it is the 36, it is 36, or the another one will say it is for 48, but some of the students will also say that it is 50 kg. So the students which told that their weight is 36 or 40 or 50, they are the number they are telling it is the concrete number, like 36, 40, it involves only magnitude. And while the students which who mentioned about like the weight is 50 kg or 55 kg, so they whatever they mentioned, it included the magnitude as well as the specific unit. So the difference between both is that it has a magnitude and as well as a unit, which here corresponds to kg. Okay. So furthermore, there are several types of numbers. So we'll study them uh, one by one, and we'll try to study in a way that we'll be able to differentiate between all those numbers. For example, first of all, we'll put the heading number. Then we'll understand what two basic types of numbers are there. This is a different classification system from the previous one. So mainly there are two types of numbers. The first of them is the real numbers, and the second one is the imaginary numbers. So we may question like that, what is these imaginary and what is this real? We haven't heard anything about the imaginary numbers. So don't fret. The real numbers are the every kind of number that you have come across till now, while the imaginary numbers are there which who does not exist, but it's a separate branch in mathematics which you'll study in later classes. So they are also called as complex numbers. You don't have to know much about it, but for the general introduction part, I introduced to you to these numbers. Now, our main topic of the study is the real numbers. So for the real numbers, they have been further divided into two categories. One of them is the rational number, and the second one is the irrational number. So to further know about these numbers, as if we can go by the book as well. For the rational number, if we go by the book, it is defined as a number which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where q is not equals to 0. Okay, and further, to be more precise, the numbers that are not rational, the real numbers that are not rational, can be categorized as irrational numbers. So we can also say that the numbers that cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. So, but to understand, so this is the just the introductory part of the number system of the rational and irrational numbers. But to understand them in more depth, I'll introduce to some keywords. First of all is the terminating, and second one is the recurring. By it, the name itself suggests that the number which terminates. For example, we'll see later on, and then the recurring is the numbers which it is just opposite of the terminating. Like it means it can be said as the particular set of numbers or a single number which appears again and again. Then to further illustrate it with a better example, we can say that for terminating, let's take a number like 7 by 3. So how we can we categorize it, like whether it is a rational number or it is a rational number. So let's divide it. So it will go by 2 times. Here 6 will come, then 1 will be the remainder, then the decimal will come, then 10. Here 10 will be there, 0 will be added. So then 3 by 3, then 9, again remainder 1, again 3 3s are 9, and then further 10. So as we can see that this will continue on and on and on. So this can be, what can we say about this number? It is non-term, as it continues. So it can be said as non-terminating. I'm writing a short form ST, and recurring as R. As you can see that 3 is occurring again and again. So to further further we can explain. Let's take one more example. Let's take 5 by 2. So when we divide 5 by 2, so it will go 2 2s are 4, and 1 and 0 decimal will come here. It will go by 5. So here 10 will come. So remainder is 0 here. Okay. So what can we say about 5 by 2? So for 5 by 2, the answer, like in the fraction, it is 2.5. So we can say that this 2.5 here, it ends. Now no more numbers can be added after that have any meaning. So we can say, what can we say? So as we can judge easily, we can say that it is terminating as well as non-recurring. So from here only the rational, here it is rational and irrational numbers are classified. So this is a little bit of depth understanding of the concepts of the rational and the irrational numbers. So for the rational numbers, they are like not. So here we can see that both these numbers 7 by 3 and 5 by 2, they have been expressed in the form of P upon Q, where Q, as we can see clearly, that's the denominator, is not equals to 0. So both the conditions is satisfied. So by the book, these are the rational numbers. So further, if we classify the rational numbers by this concept, terminating and recurring concept, so we can conclude that the 3 by 5, 5 by 2 is non-terminating and plus recurring, and as well as the 7 by 3, sorry, 7 by 3 is non-terminating and recurring, and the 5 by 2 is terminating plus non-recurring. So these both combinations, they signify to be rational numbers. And when we talk about irrational numbers, they come under the category non-terminating as well as non-recurring. So for example, if we take any under root, like under root 3, so it will come around 1.732 on and on. So here neither the numbers, a particular set of numbers are repeated, nor this particular fraction, this particular decimal is terminating. So this is known as the irrational number. So here it is the concept of the rational and irrational numbers. We'll cover the further classification of rational numbers in the next lecture. Thank you.